Hello, good evening. Hope you can hear me okay. You know, whenever you come onto my live streams, I always like to ask if you can hear me okay, if the music's too loud. Sorry for the extra noise in the background, but hi, Kelly girl. Good to see you. And Amber, hey, hello. Okay, thank you for letting me know. It sounds okay. All right, get myself all situated here. Got my tea. Ready to do some coloring. And I didn't plan this out properly. That's why I'm a little late starting than when I planned to. Although this is a lot earlier than any other stream I've ever done. So I just kind of brought a whole bunch of stuff with me. But I'm glad that you're here hanging out with me on this Thursday evening. And we're going to continue sketching. I thought that would be fun. Put these over here. I need to get like a mat to put down that dampens the sound of my pencils. Here we go. If you remember, last time we were here, we went through some of the pages of my lore book that's inspired by The Last Jedi. But I have filled with all kinds of stuff from like Knights of the Old Republic. And last week, I did one of my favorite Jedi, Bastila Shan. Actually says Bastila over here in Arabesh. And this turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I never actually got around to finishing her lightsaber. So I thought I would do that tonight. Let me see here. But how's everybody doing? Hope you're doing all right. Kelly says she is editing tomorrow's video, so it's going to be, it's so nice to be able to just listen and hang out. I am glad you're here, Kelly. Absolutely. Let me get this yellow Prismacolor pencil here. Try to. She is a stay-at-home mom and a military wife, and she has her own YouTube channel where you can follow along in her journeys, learn about that lifestyle and the joys, the blessings, the struggles that comes with. And she gives you some cool ideas for like recipes, grocery hauls, and even some decoration ideas. Be sure to check her out. Let me see here. I'm going to try to find some music to fit. Like, what am I in the mood for? Some of these songs, I don't remember what theme they are, but let me just go playlist here, guys. I apologize. I should have been better prepared, but that's okay. It's YouTube, man. Ooh, I kind of like this. It's got a vibe. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to add a pop of color here with my yellow to create Bastila's lightsaber. So I'll finish this off, and then I can't wait to show you what's on this next page here, what we're going to work on tonight. Just want to do this nice. Pray for me, guys. My my arm here that holds my camera broke. So it's not working at full capacity. I have to get a new one. There we go. Oh, I need to concentrate on making sure this lightsaber goes straight. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't look like a flashlight either. Memes of Destruction has his own YouTube channel. If you want to learn about stuff that you probably can't even fathom, head over to Memes' channel. Duct tape, you're right, Memes. I need to get me some duct tape. Well, I don't know if duct tape will really help with this, so maybe I'd have to jerry-rig it. So it's on a ball socket, and the screw that tightens it, like, broke. So I guess I could take some tape on there. There. It kind of does look like a flashlight here, but that's okay. I'm all right with it. It just meant to be a little pop of color there. So that's all I'm going to do for Bastila. Although part of me wants to actually attempt to color her. I just now look at my markers and I'm like, oh man, I have the right colors for her outfit. But, oh. Shoot. I'm going to let it slide. Maybe I'll think about that, plan it out better, and come back. Because I love the way that she looks right now. I love the whole sketch idea, you know, with just some of these, again, these pops of color, keep it simple, but I really would love to show you what the next idea is going to be. So, hey, it's Dennis, Black Market Outpost. How are you? I think I mentioned you in last week's stream, talking about lightsabers, because I was showing off the one that I drew. And I was like, it's not very practical, but I'm like, Dennis could make one. You guys should check out his channel as well, that he makes some amazing Star Wars things. So I need to plan this out better, I think. Oh gosh, now I've got the urge. All right, hang on. I don't know. Am I gonna ruin this? I might. Let's try. Did I burn the edges of the book, or did it come that way? I'm glad that you asked, Kelly girl. So I made this book. I mean, like, I bought a book and then I made it look the way that it is. I actually have a link in the description box down below where you can watch how I made this book. Yeah, it's just basically a book about different Star Wars-y things that I like. And so, yeah, I took the time to burn this, distress it, paint everything. And like I said, it was inspired by The Last Jedi because I love the fact that they had actual books. Ancient books from the Jedi in there. I love books. And a lot of these words actually say stuff. My thoughts about Star Wars. And some star charts from Knights of the Old Republic. This is about Korriban. This is actual Sith writing. You guys have probably get tired of me saying this, but if other people don't know, they don't know, right? So, well, this is meant to be like a journal, right? Hey, Soul Assassin. He says, cool book. Chris the Geek, 1883. Hey there. I love the Knights of the Old Republic game. Me too. I need to get a picture of Bastila, otherwise I'm not going to be able to. Let's see. We're changing up the plans. We'll see how the feel goes, how the vibe. Let's see. Bastila. Let's get an idea of what her outfit looks like, because in my mind, it's a lot more vibrant than what I'm thinking. So, I mean, of course, this has like the orangey tones right behind it, but oh, we got bots in the chat. Bots in the chat. Here we go. Get rid of them. Yeah, that game was awesome. I tried to play it again the other day because I happened to find the original game, but my computer's too new. It wouldn't work. All right, what colors do I have? So that's like an orangey. I thought she was such a cool character. That whole battle meditation stuff was so cool. And I even brought along some graphite pencils and some like chalk or whatever this is. I was given to me. I'm not. Oh, pastels. Pardon. Sorry, we're shaking. This is attached to my desk too, so that's why whenever I go aggressively here, it kind of shows up. All right, we're going for it. I'm gonna be loose and free, which is totally against my nature. So come along with me for the journey here, as we're gonna be loose and free. I'm working on it. Just go for that. I still would like to keep it, you know, like a sketchbook, you know, like a kind of like a rough drawing, you know, but. See where it takes us. And that's the great thing about like pastels, like different kinds of chalks. You know, you can erase it, quote unquote, by rubbing it out. Just layer it. Just layer it. I was thinking about trying to draw a kyber crystal, which I think I'm going to do, because as you can see, I've still got lots of pages that need to be full. Whoops, gave you a little glimpse of what I was going to do next. Because I think that would be cool. What color? I do want to color that one. So what kind of, like, if you guys were going to have a lightsaber, what color would you have it? What color would you have? Give me some suggestions. I don't care if it's out of the ordinary, something weird looking. Give me an idea. That'd be great. Like, if you guys were gonna have a lightsaber, what color would you want your saber to be? Kelly says purple pink. Ooh. That'd be kind of neat if it was like pink, kind of like in the inside, and then got more purple as it got towards the edges. That would be cool. I think the yellow lightsabers are pretty cool, but I don't think that's one that I would want. I do like the crimson ones. Like what I remember reading a comic book with Princess Leia, and she had a crimson lightsaber, which is weird because I don't really like red, but I think it would be cool to be a Jedi with a red lightsaber like she was. Blue is the best flavor, says Memes. Yeah, I was never too fond of the green ones. I do like purple. Like Mace Windu's lightsaber was so cool. I love the fact that it was, I think to me, like that was such a great combination. I know that, or I read that Samuel L. Jackson asked George Lucas if he could have a purple lightsaber. And I think that's so great because purple typically being kind of like a girl color, right? And you got this, I mean, Mace Windu was an awesome Jedi Master. He was one of my favorites, like honestly, for the men. He was such a great character. Came out with this purple lightsaber. It was like just fantastic. Hey, dude McMahon. You have to torture kyber crystals to get the red, I think. From what I read this afternoon about kyber crystals is the fact that yeah, it responds to the Force and things like that. So I don't know if it would turn red just because you would be evil. It's more like, I don't know. I might have to go back and reread that. All right, let's see. I don't have any more of this. I do think. Let's do some more swatching here. Shoo, that's vibrant. Let's do some cross hatching, I think. What do we think, guys? Was it a mistake to color her in? Do we like it so far? Or are we just patiently waiting for the end? Go-to bag. Wonderful work. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Please be sure, guys, to hit the like button on your way in or your way out. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. My name is Dreaming Tabitha. I'm an artist. Sometimes I go live and I paint. Lately, I've decided to sketch, and tonight we're coloring. Other times I do pre-recorded videos, just kind of have fun. I just started recording my gingerbread construction creation. If you guys have been with me for a little while, you'll know that I created a gingerbread Stargate last year, because big fan of the franchise. And this year I'm changing franchises, but still going nerd. And I am way over my head with what I've decided to do this year. I'm like, what was I thinking? Streaming Tabitha, I like that. Hello, Bone. Hello, welcome and welcome. Glad that you're here. The color helps draw your eyes. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, color is very powerful. Keeping it stylized, you know. Okay, let's see. Where's my picture? There it is. Okay. The Expanse. So, I mean, like, any guesses what you guys think I might be creating? It's going to be, okay, I'll go ahead and tell you this. It's going to be a building. It's going to be an old building. See how that goes. And I don't want to give it away. My Patreon members will get first dibs at what I'm going to be creating. I'm creating a vlog for them, so my Patreon members get exclusive stuff. By the way, thank you for the new patrons from last stream. I really appreciate that. It's such a blessing. Such a blessing. Thank you so much. And for everybody else who supports me here, I'm always so grateful. I appreciate the fact that you want to come and hang out and do a little extra from time to time. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I'm just so thankful. Okay. Is it sci-fi or fantasy? Oh, see, I feel like if I answer that question, which now that I'm thinking about it, doing the Jedi Temple would have been so cool. But I feel like if I answer that question specifically, it'll give it away. But I'll risk it. I'll risk it. It's from a fantasy franchise. Dimajanai, hello there, and inside the booth. Hope you guys are doing well. So we're trying to guess what my next gingerbread creation is going to be, since last year was pretty amazing. I mean, I actually lit up. I'm so proud of me. I'm not a builder. And I lit up my structure. And everything was handmade, the templates, the candy melted for the event horizon. So I have to see how I'm going to amplify this. So far, the way that I'm amplifying my gingerbread creation is the size. It's bigger this year. Okay, she's not turning out too bad. Hey, TD. Welcome, welcome. I am doing well over here, Dimash, and I thank you for asking. Or hoping. We were for those that were just popping in earlier, we were talking about the fact that I was going to eventually try to put a kyber crystal sketch in my book, try to fill up these pages. And I was just asking to see what kind of color, if you guys had a favorite color for a lightsaber. If you had one, what color would it be? Maybe I'll make that kyber crystal in my drawing book here. But not just kyber crystals. What else would you guys like to see me attempt to draw? I'd love to try to fill this up with some more Star Wars stuff. Eventually, I'm going to introduce Kyle Katarn and Jan Orzen here as well. But I loved Kyle Katarn, Jedi Outcast, and all that. Man, such good games. That was my favorite one. And didn't they remove him from being part of the canon? Which really ticked me off. Like, he was such a great character. Synthetic red lightsaber, Majinai says. Excellent choice. Yeah, I was saying crimson. I think I would love to have a crimson one. Which is weird because I'm drawn to cooler colors like blue. Turquoise. Oh, a turquoise lightsaber would be so cool. TD says, don't forget to make her black and a samurai. George Lucas in the house. George, what do you think of my creation from your wonderful franchise? What do you think? What do you think? If you don't mind, could you try to get Kyle back into the canon, please? I'd appreciate it. Emerald green. Do I take commissions? I used to in the past for like paintings and stuff like that. I had thought about it. So you guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I primarily did a lot of like chibis and stuff like that. And I had a couple of people ask me if I would be willing to, like, yeah, if I would do commissions to draw them and change them into chibis. And I was like, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. I had several people interested in. I've done several chibis of YouTubers. I was trying to do a series, and I'm not done with it yet. You know, I've kind of, you know, that's the thing about being an artist. You sometimes go all over the place. You have too many ideas and not enough time and energy. And I did like the Force of Light Entertainment ladies. I even did one of Dan from Inside the Booth on a whim. Did I? It wasn't really a chibi per se, but I did do like a sketch of Drunk 3PO, and then, gosh, I can't remember who all I've done, but I've got some in mind that I want to do. I want to continue with that series because I really enjoy it. But I've done Star Wars chibis, which, by the way, you can find a link down to my Etsy account, where you can find my artwork for sale. If you're into cutesy versions of Star Wars characters, then my shop is for you. I've done Qui-Gon Jinn, got so many compliments on Qui-Gon. My top seller is my Cara Dune chibi. I have done some Stargate ones. I've done Queen Amidala, some Princess Leia and Wicket. I've done Boba Fett. Yeah, check it out. Christmas is around the corner, you never know. Either treat yourself or get it for someone you love. Has there ever been a brown lightsaber, asks Dude McMahon. I'm trying to think back through the franchise, but I don't think so because typically there are always these really vibrant colors, right? I mean, the fact that Ahsoka Tano has, like, was it white lightsabers? That's pretty cool. And then you got the dark sabers and all that stuff. That's so weird and cool at the same time. Okay. This is pretty cool. Bastila has dark brown hair, so why don't we do a little bit of that? She's coming along swiftly here. I like it. Still sketchy looking. I like it. All right, chat, you've convinced me. I like that. We made a good decision here. Thank you for encouraging me to do this. Just never know when you'll take a chance what might happen. Hey, that's what Abba says. Take a chance on me. Good morning, Anonymous. Oh my goodness, good morning. I don't know where you're at, but howdy, hey. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. We are, we decided spontaneously to color Bastila. And she's coming along pretty nicely. I was going to do somebody else. He's on the next page. I'm sticking with the Knights of the Old Republic theme. Guys, have any idea? I'll give you a hint. He's a Sith. Got any nice ideas who he might be? TD says it's 2:42 a.m. and dude, why aren't you sleeping, man? Like, sleep is precious. Thank you for watching, man. You could be sleeping and having dreams about the most wonderful, wonderful thing in the world, but you're hanging out with us. I appreciate that, for real. You too, Anonymous, in the UK. Let's see. You know, see, is this wax or is this chalk? It doesn't list, and this is like really old. Made in France. Well, that's great. Fantastic. Got all this expensive stuff, and I'm like, what do I use it for? It was given to me. Okay, and just kind of smooth some things out here. Cool. You like it. Supporting my friends. You do, TD. You really do. Okay. All right. I actually like leaving her like this. Just that touch of color. And it makes the lightsaber look less like a flashlight. So I'm happy with this. I like this a lot. So, that being said, we're going to flip the page. One last chance to guess what Sith Lord lies behind this particular page. I'll get a sip of my tea here. And I need to get my reference paint up too. But when we need to chill, time is irrelevant. We seek calm. This is true. All right, let's see. Let me get my... see if this will help. Sometimes my phone buzzes, so I don't want that to get in the way get in the way of the sound. What kind of tea am I drinking? I am drinking sleepy time tea. That's what it was. Sleepy time tea, and I decided to add some milk to it. Okay. All right, I'm flipping the page over. We are doing Darth Malik. So if you're not like familiar with who he is and the games and everything, this is what he looks like. And like half of his face is missing, you can see. And that will be really fun to try to draw. I thought he was such a cool character, very menacing. And then when they took that piece off near the end, like, that was so intense. Dan, don't knock it till you try it. You ever had milk in tea? It's very calming, very soothing, and it's actually pretty appropriate. You've never heard of people putting cream in their tea? All right, this is where we sketch. Let's see what we can do here. It might not look exactly like the dude, but he said yes. I don't like it. Oh, okay, all right. Well, at least he said you tried. Okay, man, this lightsaber is really janky. Let me try to get rid of some of these harsher lines. See if we can fix it. It's probably because my paper, from all the water and the burning and stuff like that, Now this is actually a kneaded eraser. You're typically supposed to knead it like this. And then instead of rubbing back and forth, you press down and lift off. And it will actually, you can find the graphite left behind in the... So this is self-cleaning. So that's why you go like this. You warm it up and it's self-cleaning. Press down, lift off. But I still rub the eraser across the paper sometimes, just because it kind of helps get it up. So here we go. By the way, I suggested you on Twitter to watch a romantic horror movie, says TD. Thank you. Okay. So I was asking people on Twitter, which you can follow me there. Pretty consistent, Dreaming Tabitha, but I was looking for a movie to watch, and some people were asking what genre I prefer, and I was like, anything, pretty much anything but romance and horror. So TD has coupled it together. Anonymous says, try Strong Builder's Tea. Ooh, Strong Builder's Tea. Alright, so he's got a white head, so this will be interesting to try to shade. Then go to chai tea. I have had white chai tea before. Now what's interesting about chai tea, my neighbor's from Iran, and we went over to her house, and she always provides us with black tea. Strong black tea. And, like, we talked about... Chai tea was brought up, and she started giggling. It's like, what are you giggling about? What's going on? And she's like, nothing, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just laughing because you're calling it chai tea. And it's like, well, what are you supposed to call it? She said, chai. She said, basically she told us it was redundant. She said, chai is tea. So when you say chai tea, exactly, TD says, you're saying tea. It's the same with naan bread. Naan is bread. So it's just a little bit of redundancy there. And like, oh, well, look at that. I've learned something. So I have decided to kill tail off the tribal music for a little bit. We're going to go to some relaxing piano, which I don't know that that necessarily fits the mood for Darth Malik, but that's what we're doing. And I thought, what a cool name. I don't know, Malik just sounds so cool too. Like it has the potential to be elegant, but he's not. We Serbians also say chai, but pronounce it, is that kaj? It sounds the same. It comes from the Ottomans who have been in our region for centuries. Oh, look at that. Laying down some knowledge. I love it. Okay. Really important to figure out where the highlights and the shadows of the face go. I mean, I'm following my reference, but... And I'm using the wrong pencil for this. We'll figure that out later. Okay. See if we can define the eyes a little more. They're really in the shadows. So, I know there were some rumors about like a Star Wars movie that was going to come out but got canceled, something like this. You guys know anything about that? I mean, I don't know. Like many people, it's just like, why bother? Why bother? Although some people still enjoy what Disney is producing for Star Wars, but a lot of it's just like, It's kind of like Andor. I really haven't kept up with it. I watched a couple of episodes and they weren't bad, but I didn't. And you know, to each their own. It's all fine and dandy. It's gonna be hard to capture that George Lucas-esqueness to Star Wars because it's not being made by George Lucas, and you know, creators want to go in their own direction, and I get that. The creativity, they want to try something new. It's a brand new audience out there. I get it, but I just didn't find it very compelling. Oh, sorry guys. I don't know why that happens. There we go. I'm not sure why it does that from time to time. Is that better? It looks like. It would be nice if there was like an easy auto focus. Let me look at that to see if there's... Let me rotate some light over. See if I can turn that off or something. I don't see that option. But, yeah, Andor is visually very pleasing. I will say that's for sure. But I just don't find the storyline to be very compelling. There are some good characters in there. Stellan Skarsgård, I think he's probably my favorite. I do think that the lady who's playing Mon Mothma is really interesting, but at the same time, you know, again, it's really difficult, but like comparing her to the original Star Wars movies, she seems a little bit, well, maybe that's a character arc or something. She seems a little bit too uptight, a little bit too snobby, but maybe joining the rebellion made her humble, you know? I mean, she pretty much, I would assume, I haven't finished Andor, but I'm going to just go and assume based off of those movies that she probably like lost everything. And so she was, not this pious, rich person anymore. And so that would make sense. It's just, again, when you're familiar with a character looking and being one way. But I think she's good. Yeah, why does it do that again? Okay. Okay. Trying to figure out where to go. Let's see. Switch over to my graphite pencil here. 2B. Let's have a look. Ah, that's nicer. At what age did I start art? Well, ever since I was little. My mom is very crafty, very artistic herself, and just kind of carried over. And it just became my life's passion. I did a lot of coloring when I was a teenager. We went through a phase where we didn't have a TV. It was actually such a really great decision. Like, I read more, we spent more time together as a family. We listened to audiobooks and we would do puzzles. I learned to sew during that time, and so I would sew and listen to music or audiobooks, and I would sit in my room for hours and color. They still sell them, the posters that have like the black felt, right? And then they have the exposed parts in white and you fill them out. And so I just spent hours and hours coloring, and I don't know, I decided to go to college. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go into nursing or if I wanted to go to college for art. Like, a lot of hey, it's Tim. You go, girl. Thank you, Tim. Rock on. A lot of members of my family are nurses, and I don't know, I just kind of felt I put this pressure on myself. Nobody did it. I did it to myself. I put this pressure on myself to feel like I needed to follow in those footsteps. And a lot of my friends and the girls I hung out with, like, everybody was doing it. And so you know how it is when you're a teenager. And I really struggled with it. So I was like praying. I'm like, God, what should I do? And he told me to go into photography. He did. He really did. And so I did. I went to college originally for photography. That really helped me. I got a lot of jobs doing that, helped me financially for a while. Then I went and got into graphic design. Because you have to understand, how computers work in order to edit photos and all that kind of stuff. And from there, it went into Well, I mean, I did drawing first. I did actually go to school to do drawing as well. I just kind of dabbled in everything, and everything helped. Everything helped itself, like, and led me to this road. I never actually went to school for. I don't have any formal education in painting. I just kind of picked it up. But now that I am my own business, I am an entrepreneur. It all helps. The photography, the graphic design, the drawing, art history, everything that I took. Maybe not French class, but, you know, even math, learning how to measure properly and understanding how that impacts your artwork. But, oh, hello, A Troubled Green. She says, I remember those posters. I did them so often. Yeah, and I always got the fantasy ones, you know, unicorns, fairies. I did take home economics as well, Anonymous. I loved it. I went through an Anne of Green Gables phase. So I learned to sew. I learned to embroider. I actually enjoyed embroidery. I learned to cross stitch. I hate cross stitch, but I learned how to set the table properly, and I loved it. I thought it was a lost art, honestly, and so like I'm still very finicky about how I set the table. I always try to do it the right way. Just because I like it that way. Let's see here. Still just adding a little bit of shading. I don't know. Like, we got lucky last time with Bastila. Like, I was able to finish her in the entire stream as far as the drawing. I don't know that that's going to happen with Malik today. He's a little bit tougher. I have to remind myself, like, Tab, to remember this is supposed to be like a rough sketch kind of book. And so it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just me to just, but let's see his nose. Where's the nostril? Like his nose he's got like this weird Sherlock Holmes nose. I didn't intend for that to happen. See what we can do about that. Okay, we've got some strong shadow here. Okay. Anybody have any interesting plans for the weekend that's coming up? I am still going to be working on my gingerbread project. Like I told you, I bit off more than I could chew. And so Thanksgiving's right around the corner. You guys know what that means. Christmas. So, I want to try to have it done before December so I can really enjoy it. It's going to take up quite a bit of my shelf. I went with electronics, physics, chemistry, woodworking, and metalworking, but still know how to make a shirt. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Sewing is really just a basic necessity. I mean, they teach you, at least they used to teach you that, like in the military, you had to be able to sew on your buttons. Oh, I'm sorry, TD. I don't know if you saw my previous comment, but what art does your mom make? My mom, she paints as well. She used to paint like wooden projects, like platters and things like that. She sews. She used to make clothes for me. She can make quilts. She crochets. She used to do sometimes, what's it called? Fabric painting. Like she would take silk scarves and make some abstract pieces with silk scarves, really pretty. But she makes cards. She makes the really amazing 3D greeting cards now. Are you guys doing a nerdy themed Christmas again? Are you talking about my family, Alasia? Yes. I mean, I don't know how nerdy you would really consider it, but this year's theme is Vikings. So yeah, we're planning on having a Viking Christmas. Um, if you guys, like she's asking me about our Christmas in my family, we get together and we try to we change Christmas up a little bit because it got to the point that our Christmas traditions were getting just too predictable. I mean, like we love traditions. We still have traditions, but it kind of was making Christmas stale. So we were like, how can we mix this up? And so my brother had gotten married and my sister-in-law had never seen Lord of the Rings. So we decided to have Lord of the Rings Christmas. And so we decided on Christmas Eve to watch all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, extended edition only, of course. And we had food like the Hobbits. So we had breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, lunch and dinner, supper, all that stuff. And we made food according to like what the hobbits would eat, or perhaps what people might have eaten in medieval times. We had homemade mushroom soup. We had crackers and cheese with fruit, honey, all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of kick-started, and we're like, what can we do next year? So far we've done Lord of the Rings, we have done Pirates, we've done Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, we made our own idols out of Rice Krispie treats, and then we spray painted them gold. We did like classic movies, like old classic movies. So I can't remember. It's been a while. I can't remember exactly which movies we watched, but also we also did Harry Potter. And so what we do is that we pick out the movies around the theme, and then we figure out what food we're going to have according to the theme, and then we do a craft around the theme. We're very crafty folk. And then we also do gingerbread houses according to the theme. So yeah, it just mixes it up. So we have a little one in the house this year, and we were like, okay, we're doing Vikings. What are we gonna watch? So we're gonna watch How to Train Your Dragon, so it's something that she can enjoy as well. Hey, Rogue. Yeah, no, we don't necessarily do Christmas themes. We do nerd themes. So this year, guys, so for my, so I'm doing 2 different gingerbread projects. One just specifically for me, like to showcase. And the other one's going to be around our Christmas theme, which is Vikings. So what I'm going to do, guys, what I'm going to attempt to do, you're going to think I'm crazy, right? Is I am going to attempt to do Asgard. I'm going to include the Bifrost on it. I am so excited to do that. The Asgard as from the Thor, the Marvel movies. And I'm going to melt down candy to make the Rainbow Bridge. It's going to be crazy, guys. If I can accomplish it, I definitely will share a picture either, on the community tab here. So be sure you're subscribed or follow me on Twitter. I'm going to post it there. I do also have Instagram if you want to follow me there too. See some of my art projects. It's going to be insane. Will it have a Thanos ice parlor? No, I'm going to try not to get too detailed with it. The main thing is going to create the buildings so that they look, like that staggered pipe look, and then have the Bifrost on there. It's going to be crazy, what I'm thinking. So what do we think of Malik so far? Guys, what are our thoughts here? Is he looking okay? So he's looking intense and scary. I don't expect him to look exactly like the dude, but get at least a little bit of a resemblance. Oops. Again, meant to be kind of like a basic. The brow bone is nice. I lost my favorite pencil, which I had finally gotten down to literally just a nub, like it's only like this big. And I don't know why, but like it's more comfortable to draw with something like this than with something full size. Favorite Christmas chicken? I don't know what that is. His head's looking pretty cool. I like it. Got some depth going on over here. It's looking very sweet. My mic sounds a little bit off. Oh, great. Never fails. It's always something, you know? Maybe I was just not speaking loudly enough. That it kind of happened last time. I have the gain turned all the way down on my microphone. So I guess if I just start mumbling, it just turns into garbledygook. I'm not a technician. Let's see. Let me get a zoom in. Gosh, there's all kinds of gears and whatnots going on in this face of his. Do this. What did I think? What did I think? All right, let's get a little more. Let's get a little bit more of an idea of where everything needs to go. What in the freak is this piece? What is that? You know, you kind of wonder when they create these characters, right, with these metal faces and arms and things like that. So, do they actually have like engineers that study the structure? Figure all this stuff out, or did they just say, you know, it would look really cool if he had a wire here and a cog over here? Like, I'm just saying, it would look really cool. It has no functionality, no practicality to it, but it would be awesome. Who knows? It fades out from time to time. I don't know. Don't know what I could say about that. I don't really know if I want to give him wrinkles in his forehead. Let's see. What about... I'll just leave that one line there and think about it. All right. Okay. This eye nice and dark over here to match. Maybe it's just a sign. YouTube's like, you just need to stop talking, Tabitha. Just stop. Just stop. Okay, we've got one wrinkle here. It's a little little dark. A little too prominent. There we go. I will try to look into ways to get the microphones situated better and everything. I can look on YouTube and the internet and try to find some ideas. I don't I don't really understand all the stuff. So, thank you for bearing with me. I really do appreciate it because I know that, quality sound is really important. Um, for streams and everything like that. And so when you have invalids like me who have no idea what they're doing and you still hang around, you still come back, that means a lot. So, all right, what do they see? We've got some more. Okay, so like his neck is also got this mechanical thing. Christmas tree, when to put up or take down if you do. Ooh, controversial take from Anonymous. So, I will go first. After Thanksgiving is typically the thing. Now, my mom has decided that she likes to now put it up before Thanksgiving. Like she and my dad get a fresh tree every year. And one year just decided to let the family that came over for Thanksgiving decorate the tree, right? And it just kind of turned into a new tradition. And it was really cool. So now like go over to the house, like if my brother comes and my aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And not everybody. It's not like we're some big Hallmark family moment there, but like some of my cousins and I help out as well, and we just kind of decorate the tree, and it's just super fun because it's a family event. Like we put the effort in. Just something fun to try. Hey, it's Whitey's Wicked Workshop, another Star Wars room builder. We are doing Darth Malak right now. Earlier, we decided to color in Bastila, and so now we're continuing with Knights of the Old Republic, doing Darth Malak. He's got a lot of shade and he's got a lot of shadows going on in his neck over here. So I'm trying to figure out where all these little pieces go. So we're redefining as we go away as we carry on. Thank you, Whitey. Appreciate that. I think he's turning out pretty cool. Looking pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know that I like these bits. These things in his forehead are supposed to be green. They're supposed to be much darker. Let's see. Although he looks kind of cool with them being bright. It's like reversed, but... Hi, Stan. He says, Tabitha, I hope you are having a good night. I am. You guys are making it a wonderful night, coming and hanging out with me as we do some trial and error here. Hope you are having a great night wherever you're at, or a good day. We have some folks from Europe hanging out in the chat, and it's early morning. So here we go. There we go. Does anybody have, like, we're getting close, like we said before, we're talking about Christmas. Does anybody else have some maybe peculiar family traditions? I love hearing about everybody's family traditions. Everybody's different, and especially if you come from a multicultural household, My mom, she's from Germany, so she still tries to implement some German stuff She does Nikolaus for my brother and I, even though we're older now. And she now gives it to the grandbaby. Special gifts that you basically get before Christmas. And let's see, what else do we do? She does the Advent wreath. Lighting the candle on the Sundays before Christmas. Hey, Celebrity Jeremy. I missed the start, so looking forward to how this is going to turn out. Thank you. I think so far we're doing pretty good. What do you guys think? Give me some feedback. Constructive criticism. We used to do Bodnik Christmas Eve. Get together and eat nuts on the floor. I remember you saying that, Whitey. Did you say is your family is that a Armenian or a Greek thing? I couldn't remember. But I think that's pretty cool. Ah, that's what it is. My bad. My mom's side is Macedonian. There we go. That's so cool. Like, how many people can say Macedonian? Like, it's just not. It's not very common, and I love it. I love other countries and cultures. Giving a lump of coal out, says Anonymous. Stan says, pretty good. Getting a little bit of a tropical storm here in South Georgia. Well, stay safe. Yeah, I know. We've got some people in Florida that I know. Hopefully they're staying safe. I mean, they just had a hurricane. The joys and struggles, I guess, of living in the tropics. So. My family is so bland, says Celebrity Jeremy. The biggest tradition is the orange at the bottom of the stocking. Aw, but that's sweet. Okay, so, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this out loud for the whole world to hear on the internet. Pickles on Christmas trees is not a German tradition, okay? I don't care who you are and who says whatever. It ain't a Christmas or a German Christmas tradition, okay? I don't know who sold you this fabrication, but it ain't true. It's not true. Lies. I remember telling that to my mom. That one of my friends told me that it was a German tradition, and you should have seen her face. It was hilarious. She's like, what? She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, well, maybe it comes from a different part of Germany. You know how, things are different in every country. And so she contacted her family when they were talking, and I have some family members that are from southern Germany. I have some that are married to people that are from northern Germany and everywhere else. And all of them are like, no. My mom's like, it must be a Polish tradition. So it is like, if you do a little research, like it's basically like an American, like I can't remember there are two different theories. One of them I think was that there was a German person that started the tradition here in America. And I can't remember why, but it's not an actual German tradition. TD says, can confirm, never heard of pickles on Christmas tree. I mean, yeah, that's just ridiculous. So when you see all this stuff, oh, it's German tradition. No, it's not. It's an American ploy for money. Anonymous says, mother was Scottish. Might have been a New Year tradition. Maybe, everybody, again, has some strange things to other people, you know? What is it? Is it Norwegian? If is it Norway, a Norwegian tradition, or is it Swedish? I get those countries. I'm not very well versed with them, but they like one of the young. Is it the youngest or the oldest daughter? She dresses up in some kind of dress, and she puts a wreath on her head with candles, and they bake cookies. And in the early morning, she wakes up and delivers cookies to everybody's room or something like that. You know, just different traditions. Whitey says, a little mix of traditions, which could be where the stocking came from. My wife is Lithuanian. Cool. New Year's, they put change in socks and hang it outside. Penny, nickel, dime, and quarter. Oh, is that like a good luck thing? Like maybe hoping it will increase in money or something? It's pretty cool. Lithuania. I've never met anybody from Lithuania either. That's so cool. It's also a myth that all Germans love sauerkraut. Almost no one likes sauerkraut here. Really? Okay, my family does. But maybe it depends on where in Germany you're from. New tradition, the Christmas pickle jar. Santa Lucia, spelling unsure, says Troubled Green. My mom played her when she was an exchange student to Sweden. Okay. Okay, so you've heard of what I'm talking about. I might be a little iffy on the details, but we kind of got an idea of what we're talking about. Cool, cool. So who thought of chalks on trees? I don't know what that is. Chalks? Somebody help me out. I don't know what that means. Chalks? Like, I almost read Crocs on trees. And I'm like, well, if it's Crocs on trees, I know that's an American tradition because that screams tacky. No offense to the Crocs users, wearers. I myself have owned a pair of Crocs in my time. I'm between Frankfurt and Mainz. What is it? Is it supposed to be Mainz? The modern city one with the famous airport, and Stuttgart. Never heard anyone say, let's eat sauerkraut. Okay, I have family around that area too. How interesting. Okay, I don't know. So I'm going to fudge a little bit of Malik's gears and stuff like this here. You know, we're definitely going to just go with this looks cool. I don't know if it's practical. There's so many little intricate details about stuff. And again, trying to make sure I remember, like, this is like almost like an observational sketchbook. You know, like if I was going on an adventure and I saw something interesting, okay, I want to make sure I remember that gist of that person. So that's a little bit more freeing too. So that looks good. That looks good, right? Sort of. All right. Oh, chocolate on the tree. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I know a lot of Americans hang candy canes on Christmas trees. Okay, I don't know, TD. The people that I know, I mean, it's not like everybody's like dying to eat sauerkraut, but I do know that they eat it. It gets served. But maybe it's just kind of lost. Like maybe it used to be that staple, and then it just kind of, with the newer generations too, it's just kind of like, not really. Maybe they just they were forced to eat it, and they're like, we refuse. We no longer identify as sauerkraut eaters. We're done. It's time for a revolution in Germany. New cuisine. There we go. All right, there we go. Going around the river bend here. Gosh. Kind of looks like he has a hole or something in his head here, but that's okay. All right, get some more shading. Gosh, just little by little. It's amazing how this has come to pass. I mean, we just had like a rough kind of ugly sketch going on, and now look at all the details that have come into place. And it always amazes me, even though, you know, I draw frequently, paint and all that stuff, how, you know, you've got to start off with something rough and just add little by little here and there, the details, and going over the same spot just over and over again. Just some gentle strokes and it adds the details. Adds to the magic here, you know, barely touching the paper, and just amazing. I love the purple sauerkraut from Aldi, says Whitey's Wicked Workshop. A lot of good German foods. Yes. Oh, yes. We get the soft gingerbread cookies doused in chocolate. Oh, my gosh. I get those from Aldi. Is borscht, I think that's how you pronounce that, borscht cabbage, correct me if I'm wrong spelling, but is that, I love it, but is it Polish? I'm going to say that's Polish or Russian or Ukrainian or something. Borscht is not a German food. Right, Jeremy, Celebrity Jeremy says Russian. Yeah, something around this area. A little darker going on here. A little bit of darkness. This needs to be a little darker too. It's borscht, says the Rogue Attraction. Yeah, I should remember that from Miss Congeniality. Isn't that what she was eating in the first, like, the second scene where she's undercover? Okay, so, like, this is just black. Let's see. Gosh, there's all kinds of things, little jibbies going on in here. I've got a mouthful of greeblies. Am I right, Whitey? Okay, I think this... It's made of beef and root vegetables. The main greens component is cabbage, says the Rogue Attraction. Okay, this is going to make him look like some kind of like robotic redneck, but I swear on the reference paint picture, he's got these little things here down at the bottom. See you, Whitey. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna fix this. Like, that is just wrong. Like, what is in this mouth? I don't understand. I need an engineer. I don't. Just gonna put some little doodads in here. Now he's just gonna like Jaws. Ah, Rogue says he is part Polish, so family made it often. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this mouth. All right. A lot of this is just straight up darkness, so let's just do that. Maybe that will help eliminate the confusion. Do you guys have Lidl in the States? Yes, we do have Lidl. Lidl's great. Love to get pretzels, soft pretzels from Lidl. I guess it just depends on where you're at. I don't know that everybody has access to Lidl, but where I live, we do. It's relatively new, though. I don't remember ever seeing it growing up. Okay, so we've got the darkness in his mouth, which is like really dark. I'm gonna have to balance that out with like the stuff around his eyes because this is meant to be. Really, really dark. Because of that brow bone, you know. Okay. Rogue says, wait, did I think that the wrong thing? It is very possible because that happens from time to time. He says, oh, okay, I thought correctly. Well, you know, you never know. Okay, so we need stronger shadows to try to blend and combat with the cavity of his mouth here. So I say combat, really, it should be cohesive. That's why I said little by little. And I think it will definitely help. I'm going to do the same thing like with Bastila to put a pop of color in here. So it's definitely going to be like his lightsaber, his armor on his eye, his armor on his arms. Let's get some shiny metallic reflection here. It's definitely a practice in working with grays. All 47 of them, because we don't do 50. Okay. Haven't quite mastered reflection on metal, so we're just giving it a chance here, just seeing what will happen. And again, with all these little bits in his mouth, it's gonna... Phew. I just really don't want it to look like like a mouthful of weird teeth, but I guess that's like, if that's how it is. It still looks pretty menacing though, right? It still looks like something unnatural is happening in the mouth area here. So I'm okay with that. Let's see. This is meant to be dark too. Gosh, I tell you what, we were talking a little bit about like weather and stuff like that, the tropical storms and whatnot. Where I'm living, it's just like ridiculousness because it's been so hot lately. And now it's become really cold. And then next week, possible chance of snow. And it's like, where do I live that it just fluctuates like this? It's ridiculous. Even the natives here can't stand it and they don't understand. Go from 80 degrees to possible snow. Who does that? And that's just, for me, that makes it hard to get into the holiday spirit. That's why baking kind of gets me into the holiday spirit, because the smell, the action behind it. You start cooking with that ginger and cloves and all that, cinnamon. Okay, this is dark too, I think. It just kind of puts me in the Christmas spirit. I can let's see here. I can put some Christmas music on. I can wear my like Christmas shirts or whatever, which, by the way, in my Etsy shop, I did bring back my Santa Jabba mugs that were such a big hit last year. Get you in the holiday mood. But yeah, you do little things. If you don't live in a place where, I mean, I don't know, people that live in warm climates, maybe that grew up there, I guess if you don't know any different, but if you're accustomed to the traditional Christmas weather, I think it's kind of hard to get into the holiday spirit if it feels like spring outside. So I do little things like, drink out of Christmas mugs, wear my Christmas socks, and get the music rolling. It was so weird moving from Washington State to Texas. Oh, I'm sure Christmas Day is not supposed to be 85. I agree. Now, I will say one song, like, does everybody have like a Christmas song like that gets you in the mood for the holidays? Like, it's not Christmas until you hear this song on the radio. For me, it would be Dolly Parton's Christmas to Remember with Kenny Rogers. Like, I love that song. I love the tune and the way they harmonize together. They're just so perfect with each other singing. Love me some Dolly Parton. So to me, it's like, it's not Christmas until I hear that song on the radio. And of course, thank God for YouTube now, because the radio lets me down. There's 1.2 billion different kind of Christmas songs that they could be playing, but what do we get every year? Christmas shoes. Okay? Like, try harder, okay? Because there are plenty of other Christmas songs that nobody's playing on the radio. I like Hey Santa, too. The daughters of one of the Beach Boys members, they grew up and they sang and created that song. It's so It's a cute song too. And I will admit that Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, I love it. I love it. That song gets me excited about Christmas. I like it a lot. It's just happy. I dislike the new Christmas stuff. I like the old stuff. Yeah, most of it's not good. Like, man, the Jonas Brothers, they tried to do Joy to the World. It just sounds like a bunch of, like, hormonal teenagers on a full lit moon, like a full moon night. Like, I can't do anything with that. They're just whining and braying at the moon. Can't do it. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. Wham! It's a good one, too. Taylor Swift version, not so much. Bless her. Bless her heart. Give me Bing Crosby. Yeah, beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Anything but Feliz Navidad. Really? I like Feliz Navidad, but again, I like the original. Rocking around the Christmas tree. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Oh, I love Christmas Bells with Snoopy. Oh, a very soul-stirring song is I don't know if you guys have ever heard, listen to like Christian music, but this is a historical song. It's called I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. And there's a group out there called Casting Crowns, and they redid that song. And if you know the history of that song, it's actually was written, was it in the Civil War, I believe. It was a Civil War poem that got turned into a hymn. And so powerful. Just talking about what bells used to mean at Christmas time. People used to get even to this day, they kind of got like the chills, that emotional response to the bells. People love to hear bells at Christmas time. The church bells ringing, and the significance that it brought to people when they could hear the church bells. And you guys probably heard it. Was it World War I? Shoot fire, I forget which war it was. But the enemies, they were fighting each other, and they heard the bells of Christmas Day, and they stopped fighting. They held a truce for Christmas, just for that day. And in the song I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, it talks about how there's so much anger and hate in the world. And again, this was written during the Civil War. There's so much anger and hate in the world. How in the world could there be peace on earth, goodwill towards men? And this guy writes, but I heard the bells on Christmas Day. And it says, in my heart, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. And just kind of a reminder, all of a sudden you hear it, and Christmas used to be so special. It used to mean something. And Christmas is still special, but it used to have a different meaning. And I think it would be good if we got back to that. It used to be a meaning of hope, right? And again, family time. And now everybody hates being with their family. They're not really happy looking forward to the holidays, spending with their loved ones. And it's such a shame. It used to be something that brought you closer to your neighbors. And now we're still socially distancing, even though we don't have to. It's just convenience, you know? It used to make us give to others, bring us out of our comfort zone, because it was like, you know, it's why you always say it's Christmas time. I mean, we should always be generous throughout the year, but there was just, again, there was something about Christmas. And you know, religion has a big part to play. Christianity has a huge part to play in Christmas. And you know, the meaning of, and I know Christmas is a man-made holiday. I know that God didn't institute Christmas. I think it was just the beauty that men wanted to change something. I say men, mankind wanted to bring about a day of festivity to really recognize that. And be like, hey, it's Christmas. Let's have a holiday where we forget ourselves. Focus on what's important. Focus on others. Joyeux Noël is a very powerful Christmas movie. I don't know that I've heard of the greeting of Joyeux Noël, but I've never heard it as a movie before. Might have to look at it. Is the word Xmas okay? Well, it just kind of depends on who you talk to and how uptight they are about things. Gosh, we've gotten a lot done, man. I'm streaming longer than I normally do, but it's just coming along really well. I think that I will do a little bit more. I think I'll do a little more. Thank you, Rogue. I was pretty sure it was World War I and not World War II. I know that World War II is the more popular of the world wars for whatever reason. Okay. All right, he's got more metal going on here. This is all darkness, though. What in the heck is this thing? We don't even know. All right. Mm-hmm. Sitting here talking about Christmas, the meaning of Christmas, the importance of Christmas, Christmas bells, cookies, music, while drawing a Star Wars villain. It's great. I love the internet. You have got a lot of definition into your art. Thank you, Anonymous. Yeah, I think we've come a long way tonight. Battle of the Bulge in 1944 had a ceasefire for Christmas Eve. There we go. And I mean, guys, if you think about that, you know, as the saying goes, war is hell and no mercy, especially back in the day, right? Like, they were out to win. And they had a truce for Christmas. I mean, do you really think something like that would happen again in this day and age? I don't know. I think that's just miraculous. You like the music, TD? I'm glad. This is one of my favorite. I play this one often when I stream. It's... You guys want to know what it's called? It's called... I don't know why. It's called Undercover Vampire Policeman. Who knows why? God only knows. Like, what in the world? You just never know what's going to inspire musicians and artists. So there's got to be, I expect there is some kind of story behind this musical composition here. Oh, by the way, congrats to Rogue Attraction over there, reaching 1,000. Was it 1,000 subs? He works hard over on his park channel there. One of those theme park people. He says, I don't think so. People in general terms are way too self-involved now, sadly. Yeah. There's still some good folks out there. We all know that. There are still some good, selfless people in the world. And thank God for them. They're treasures. But I do suspect that as we continue, each generation becomes, like Rogue said, more and more self-involved. It's a little bit sad though. Maybe the name, because the vampire policeman fell in love and had to drink the blood of blood of his beloved one. Guilt always reminder of his sins. That's okay. As sad as that is, it's a great story. Like, yeah, why not? I could see that being a Netflix special. TD, why don't you go get a job over at Netflix? Give them some ideas. Now, I'll tell you what, I went on Twitter tonight. I was like, hey guys, could you recommend some films? What should I watch tonight? And there's some films that I've never even heard of before that I intend to look up. Thank you for the suggestions, everybody. But I ended up watching a Netflix special, aka gender fluid vampire. Ended up watching I don't want to get the wrong wood going, an Indian film. They're not all Bollywood, which I've recently learned. They're Tollywood, Mollywood, all this kind of stuff. So I forget what it's called. It's difficult for me to remember these names because, of course, it's not my culture, and so the words are very peculiar and strange and different to me. But it's just so cool. Indian cinema. My gosh, talk about what I love about watching India cinema is that they just are so blatant with masculinity. But I mean, like, I'm talking blatant, like, we're talking blood and running and killing tigers, guns blazing, fire, sweat everywhere, beards, muscles. But then they just pause and have a quick, fun, whimsical dance number right in the middle of everything. That's great. I think that's fantastic. I mean, I don't think that dancing is girly. I think there's some kind of girly dancing, but I think it's just so great that they have really done a great job outdoing Hollywood. And these interesting storylines, these masculine men, these feminine women, but not just feminine, like, that's again, like, they don't stereotype, they don't put it in a box. Like the movie I was watching, this guy who's trying to climb this mountain, masculine man, loves his mama, don't you just love it? Loves his mama, would do anything for her. And he can't get up this mountain, but he's drawn to it, right? He's drawn to this mountain, and I mean, it's like a huge mountain. But he's always trying to get up there, and I guess he was thinking about quitting, and all of a sudden this like gorgeous woman pops out of nowhere and starts singing and dancing. And suddenly he is just like enamored by her, right? And she's just like this super feminine, beautiful woman. And I mean, while still being a really masculine man, he's out there swinging and smiling like and grinning like an idiot, trying to get to this woman. Fantastic. And then when he gets to the top of the mountain, she disappears. And he travels through the woods, and there's this other woman, and she's like this kick-butt warrior. I mean, she's beautiful too, but she's just like covered in dirt and leaves. And it's not like this opposite woman, right? I mean, it is in the fact that she's not girly, but it's not like she's this anti-man looking character. She's not the anti-man in the story. And I just find it fascinating that they have all encompassed with their characters. The sassy old lady, you got the wise old man, the masculine men, some of the doofuses in the world. You got the gorgeous, feminine, singing woman. I mean, that's just normal world. I think it's great. Rogue says, I sat in the dark with no power until 9. Ooh, well, light a candle, man. You don't have to sit in the darkness. I'm sorry. I hate that. That's awful. I know what it's like to lose power and really have nothing to do, especially since our lives revolve so heavily on technology. As self-interest gets boring, hence the wider audience, no matter how they look down on them, becomes the interest. The change happens. Do you think that the fact that the nation keeps with classical defined gender roles helps the films? Don't they still have arranged marriages? Not in all the films that I've seen. And arranged marriages, as far as in India itself, is still there, but it's not like you don't have to anymore kind of thing. If you're brave enough to break out of the box, you don't have to do it, but it's still part of the culture. Rogue hates fire. Oh. But I do think that, see, that's the thing though, here, this thing about gender roles. There are things that men and women do because they are men and women, right? Things that are naturally ingrained in us. The gender roles are like woman gives birth. That is an ability that only she is able to have. Ergo, that is a role she can play. Man cannot do this. But the fact, like I was saying in this movie, what is the role of the woman? Because you have one woman who is this warrior person defending her country, but still a woman. And then you have this other woman who is some kind of floating singing goddess. She's just as much a woman. And you have some men who are built with all kinds of rippling muscles and gorgeous heads of hair, all the charisma in the world, saving damsels in distress. And then you've got your Samwise Gamgees, right? Enjoy gardening. They like to make breakfast. And they're just as much a guy, right? Yeah. This thing about gender roles. I think there's some protection in quote unquote gender roles. But it really just depends on like the couples. But I would have to say I agree, if we're going to go the route of gender roles, I think that it is helping the Indian cinema world that they are having beautiful women seeking husbands, Meanwhile, they also have beautiful women not seeking husbands. And then you have men who are trying to win over the hearts of these women while trying to be protectors and providers. Because there's nothing wrong with that. But again, they display the fact that not everybody's like that. So you have a real world example in these movies of what humans are like. So I think absolutely it's helping them. Except for the flying through the air, shooting people with one arrow that goes to the heart of 7 dudes. It's very realistic. Hey, it's Mechany Draws. Look, I'm drawing. What do you think? Nothing quite like your style, what you do. I don't know that I could dedicate myself to ink, man. I don't know. But you do some amazing work. Your understanding of lights and darks blows my mind. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Durga is, I think, the Hindi god of war and protection. So seeing a strong female embody that makes sense. Again, it's realistic. Okay. You guys know I'm a follower of Christ here. Not ashamed of that whatsoever. So I'm just going to do a Bible reference in the Bible, historically speaking. So there was a woman named Deborah, and she had military strategy. The men of the city came to her for help with a war. You could say that that's not necessarily the proper gender role, but I think it was amazing that they were like, hey, we need help. Let's go to the one person in town who has the answer. And she helped save her country. So gender roles be hanged, They have their place, but I think having the humility to accept that there is no box necessarily for what men and women, as far as practically speaking, can and cannot do. Again, men cannot give birth. Women will never be men. That's a whole nother level. But as far as okay, woman wants to be a housewife. Great. There are some men that are stay-at-home men, and they take care of their kids. Is that traditional? No. Have the couple decided that that's what works best for the family? Okay. There you go. The contrast of how Bollywood treats women versus American film might be a factor in its growing popularity. This is, again, true. They're not, that's the thing, there's no extreme. They're not depicting each woman as either the helpless damsel or like a total bimbo, like an idiot, or as the extreme feminist, right? There's a balance there. It's a variety of women, realistic women. Sorry, I took a lot of religion courses in college. Yeah, go ahead, sure. It is interesting, this is what shapes different countries, and it's interesting to see what people do and what influences them. No matter what, you only got what you had to begin with. Woman, man, yes, we can pretend. Exactly, Alright, so I'm going to leave that one a little brighter because I'm going to put color for the lightsaber. But, well, thank you coming for my TED Talk. I think that's all we're going to do this evening because I'm starting to lose the vibe for where I need to put the highlights and the shadows. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me this evening and helping me bring this to life. Been some really great conversations here. Thank you for participating in the chat. Always good time. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this stream. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And I'll hopefully be having my gingerbread creation coming in the next couple of weeks, and I should be having a traveling / art vlog coming soon as well to my channel, so you won't want to miss that. So ring the notification bell if you want to be notified of when those videos come up. And I don't know when exactly we're gonna continue with Malik. We might do it again this weekend, pick up this weekend and see where that goes. But thank you for encouraging me to give some color to Bastila. I think she looks splendid. I appreciate all of your encouragement. And as always, if you want to find ways to support the channel, you can in the description box down below. But just having you guys here, seeing you hang out, talking with me, and spending your time with me, I mean, wow. Thank you so much. And I hope those that are overseas get some sleep, and the rest of you as well when you go to bed tonight. Have a great rest of the evening, and catch you later. Thank you for hanging out.